The battlefield was no longer empty. It was filled with ships, thousands of them. On one side, the silent enemy fleet, dark, cold, endless. On the other side, the human fleet, alive, focused, ready. Keylor stood on the command deck, staring at the massive view in front of him. His hands were steady now, no more doubt, no more confusion. "Formation complete," one officer said. Keylor nodded. "Hold position," he ordered. Beside his fleet, human ships moved with perfect control. They formed lines, layers, defense and attack together. It was not random. It was planned. Keylor watched closely. "They have done this before," he whispered. "Yes," one of his crew said softly. "They have been fighting this war alone." Keylor felt a deep respect grow inside him. For years, no one helped them. No one believed them. And still, they fought. A signal came from the human. "Command ship, all units ready," the human voice said. Keylor listened carefully. "Enemy movement detected," another officer added. On the screen, the dark fleet began to move. Slow at first, then faster, like a wave. "They are coming," Keylor said. His crew prepared for impact. "Stay calm," Keylor told them. "We fight together," the human voice spoke again. "Remember, they do not feel fear." Keylor nodded. "But we do," he said quietly, "and that makes us stronger." The human did not reply, but Keylor felt they understood. Then, the battle began. The enemy fleet attacked first. A storm of energy blasts filled space. "Shields, up," Keylor shouted. Explosions shook his ship. Lights flashed. Alarms screamed. "Hold the line," he ordered. Human ships moved quickly. They blocked attacks. They returned fire. Every move was sharp. Every action had purpose. Keylor followed their lead. "Focus fire," he commanded. His fleet targeted one enemy ship at a time. Slowly, they started to push back, but the enemy did not stop. More ships came forward, more attacks, more pressure. "They just keep coming," one officer shouted. Keylor gritted his teeth. "Then we keep fighting," he replied. The battle grew more intense. Ships were lost, on both sides. Keylor watched as one human ship was hit. It did not retreat. Instead, it moved forward, straight into the enemy. It exploded, taking several enemy ships with it. Keylor's eyes widened. "They sacrificed themselves," he whispered. "Yes," one crew member said. Keylor understood now. This was what made humans different. They did not just fight to win. They fought to protect, even at the cost of their own lives. The human voice came again. "Push forward," it said. Keylor took a deep breath. "All ships, advance," he ordered. His fleet moved ahead. Now they were not following. They were fighting as equals, side by side with humans. The battlefield changed. The enemy fleet began to break, not because they felt fear, but because they were being destroyed faster than they could attack. Enemy numbers dropping. An officer shouted. Keylor felt hope rise again. "We can win this," he said. But suddenly, warning, massive energy spike detected. Keylor turned quickly. "What is it?" The screen zoomed out. In the center of the enemy fleet, a large structure appeared, bigger than any ship, darker than space itself. "What is that?" Keylor asked. The human voice answered. "The source." Keylor felt cold. "That controls them?" he asked. "Yes." The massive structure began to glow. Energy gathered around it. "It's charging a weapon," an officer shouted. Keylor's heart raced. "If that fires," he said, "we're finished." Silence. Then the human spoke again. "We will stop it." Keylor looked at the screen. "How?" he asked. No answer came. Instead, a group of human ships moved forward, straight toward the massive structure. Keylor understood immediately. "No," he whispered, "they can't." But they already were. The human ships flew past the battle, ignoring everything else, focused on one target. "The source must be destroyed," the human voice said. Keylor felt a heavy weight in his chest. "They won't survive," he said. "No," the human replied. Keylor closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them again. "Support them," he ordered. His fleet followed. They cleared a path, fought harder, pushed the enemy back. The human ships got closer. Closer. The structure fired. Massive beams shot across space. 2 human ships were destroyed instantly, but the others kept going. "They are not stopping," Keylor said. "No," the human replied. "They never do." The remaining ships reached the structure. Then, a bright, light-filled space. An explosion. Huge. Blinding. Keylor covered his eyes. When the light faded, the structure was gone. Destroyed. The enemy fleet stopped. Every ship froze. Then, one by one, they shut down. Silence returned. The war was over. Keylor stood still, breathing slowly, looking at the empty battlefield. "We survived," one crew member said. Keylor nodded. "Yes," he said, but his eyes searched the space, looking for the human ships. Many were gone. Too many. Keylor lowered his head. "They saved us," he whispered. A final signal came. Weak, fading. Keylor opened it quickly. The human voice spoke one last time. "Protect each other." The signal ended. Silence. Days later. The ship was quiet. No alarms, no attacks, no movement. But the silence did not feel peaceful. It felt heavy. Keylor stood near the main screen thinking about everything the human had said. The enemy, the past war, the truth. Humans were not gone. They were fighting, alone, for everyone. Keylor slowly spoke, opened the channel again. The connection came alive. The same calm human voice answered. "Yes." Keylor took a breath. There was one question still in his mind, one question he could not ignore anymore. "Why does the galaxy call humans monsters?" he asked. There was a long pause, longer than before. Keylor waited. His crew waited. Then the human finally spoke. "Because we do what others are afraid to do." The answer was simple, but it carried weight. Keylor frowned. "That doesn't make you monsters," he said. "No," the human replied, "but it makes others uncomfortable." Keylor stayed silent. The human continued. "When others run, we stay. When others give up, we continue. When others choose safety, we choose risk." Keylor listened carefully. "We protect," the human said, "even when there is no reward." Keylor felt something shift inside him. "In the past," the human continued, "many species did not understand this." Keylor remembered the old stories. Humans fighting impossible battles. Humans refusing to leave. Humans sacrificing themselves. To them, the human said. This behavior looked dangerous. Keylor slowly nodded. "Because no one else acts like that," he said. "Yes," the human replied. Keylor looked down for a moment. "So instead of understanding," he said, "they feared you." "Yes." "And they called you monsters." Keylor finished. "Yes." Silence filled the room again. Keylor felt something heavy in his chest. All this time, the galaxy was wrong, not just wrong, completely blind. "We judged you without knowing the truth," Keylor said quietly. The human did not respond to that. Instead, the human asked, "Do you still think we are monsters?" Keylor looked up. His answer came without hesitation. "No." He paused. "Now I think," he said slowly, "you are the reason we are still alive." The room became still. Even the crew looked at Keylor with new respect. The human did not speak for a moment. Then, "We are not heroes," the human said. Keylor frowned. "Then what are you?" he asked. The answer came quietly. "We are survivors." Keylor felt those words deeply. Not heroes, not monsters, survivors. Before Keylor could say more, "Sir," An officer suddenly shouted. Keylor turned quickly. What is it? New signals. Detected. The room came alive again. How many? Keylor asked. The officer looked nervous. More than before. Keylor's heart dropped. Show me. The screen changed. Dark space filled the view. Then slowly, shapes appeared. Ships. Hundreds. No. Thousands. Keylor took a step back. This is not possible, he whispered. The enemy fleet was bigger than anything before. They are gathering, one crew member said. Keylor looked at the human signal. You see this? He asked. Yes, the human replied. This time, there was something different in the voice. Not fear, but seriousness. They are preparing for full expansion, the human said. Keylor did not understand. What does that mean? He asked. It means... The human paused. They are no longer testing. Keylor felt cold. This is the real attack, the human finished. Silence. Keylor's crew looked at him. Waiting. What do we do? One of them asked. Keylor looked at the screen, at the massive enemy fleet. Then he looked at the human signal. What do we do? Keylor asked. The human answered immediately. We fight. Keylor's hands tightened. With what? He asked. We don't have enough ships. There was a short pause. Then the human said something unexpected. You are not alone. At that moment, new signals appeared. Friendly signals, dozens, then hundreds. Keylor's eyes widened. More ships? He said. The officer nodded. They are human ships. The screen filled with new arrivals, ships of different sizes, different designs, but all carried the same mark. Human. Keylor stared in silence. They were waiting. He whispered. Yes, the human replied. For this moment. The human fleet moved forward, organized, focused, ready. Keylor felt something rise inside him, hope. For the first time since this mission started, he felt it. Join formation, the human ordered. Keylor did not hesitate. All ships, move with them, he commanded. His fleet moved into position, small compared to the human fleet, but not alone anymore. Keylor looked at the battlefield forming. In front of him, two sides, one without emotion, one full of purpose. Why do you still fight? Keylor asked quietly. The human answered without delay. Because if we don't... A short pause. No one else will. Keylor closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them again. Stronger. Then we fight with you, he said. The human replied. Then, stand your ground. The enemy fleet began to move. The final battle was about to begin. And now, Keylor finally understood the truth. Humans were never monsters. They were the line between survival and extinction. The battlefield was quiet again, too quiet. Broken ships floated in space, small fires burned in the distance. The danger was gone. For now. Keylor stood still, thinking about everything he had just seen. One ship, one human, against an entire fleet. It did not make sense. Open the channel again, Keylor said. The connection came back quickly. The same calm voice answered, Yes? Keylor took a deep breath. He had many questions, but one was stronger than the others. Why are you helping us? He asked. There was a short silence. Then the human replied, Because you asked for help. Keylor blinked. That answer felt too simple. That's it? He said. Yes. Keylor looked confused. You don't even know us, he said. You don't know who we are. The human answered calmly. That does not matter. Keylor did not understand. In the galaxy, help was not free. There was always a reason, a deal, benefit. But this was different. Keylor leaned forward. Those enemies, he said slowly. What are they really? This time the human did not answer right away. Seconds passed. Then finally, they were once a living race, the human said. Keylor's eyes narrowed. Once? Yes. What happened to them? Kalor asked. The human's voice became slightly heavier. They tried to become perfect. Kalor frowned. Perfect? They removed fear, the human said. They removed pain. They removed emotion. Kalor felt uneasy. Why would they do that? He asked. To become stronger, the human replied. Kalor looked at the destroyed ships again. They don't look strong, he said. They are not alive anymore, the human said. They are empty. The word felt cold. Empty? Kalor repeated. Yes, the human said. They no longer feel. They no longer care. They only act. Kalor's mind struggled to understand. Then, what controls them? He asked. The human answered. Nothing and everything. That answer made things worse. Kalor felt a strange fear growing inside him. They don't stop. The human continued. They don't retreat. They don't think about loss. Kalor remembered the battle, the way the enemy. Ships kept coming, no fear, no hesitation. They just keep moving forward. Kalor whispered. Yes, the human said. Until nothing is left. Silence filled the room again. Kalor slowly spoke. Have you fought them before? Yes. When? Kalor asked. A long time ago, the human replied. Kalor stepped closer to the screen. Is that why humans disappeared? He asked. There was a pause. Then, yes. The answer hit hard. Kalor's heart beat faster. You were fighting them all this time? He asked. Yes. Alone? Kalor asked. Yes. The room went silent again. Kalor could not believe. The galaxy thought humans were gone, extinct, forgotten, but the truth was different. They were still there, fighting a war no one else knew about. Why didn't you ask for help? Kalor asked. The human replied calmly. No one would believe us. Kalor looked down. He remembered his own words, his own laughter. Monsters, he whispered. Yes, the human said. That is what you called us. Kalor felt something heavy in his chest. Guilt. We were wrong, he said quietly. The human did not respond to that. Instead, the human asked a question. Do you understand now? Kalor thought for a moment. He remembered the battle, the way the human ship moved, the way it protected them. I understand. A little, Kalor said. That is enough for now, the human replied. Kalor looked back at his crew. They were still shaken, still afraid. But something had changed. The fear was not only about the enemy anymore. It was also about the truth. Kalor turned back to the screen. You said they are coming back stronger, he said. What does that mean? The human paused, then answered slowly. They are learning. Kalor felt a chill. Learning, he repeated. Yes. They are adapting, the human said. They are changing. Kalor's hands tightened. If they become stronger, he said, can they be stopped? There was a long silence. For the first time, the human did not answer quickly. Seconds passed. Then finally, yes. Kalor felt a small sense of relief. But it did not last long. The human continued. But not without cost. Kalor's relief faded. What kind of cost? He asked. The human's voice became very calm. Everything. Those words stayed in the air. Heavy. Cold. Kalor looked outside again. At the broken ships. At the empty space. This was only a small battle. And already, so much was lost. If they return in greater numbers, Kalor said slowly, then the galaxy is in danger. Yes, the human replied. Kalor took a deep breath. Then we will fight with you, he said. The room went silent. Even his own crew looked surprised. The human did not respond right away. Then, why? The human asked. Kalor stood straight. Because we understand now, he said. He paused, then added, and because you did not leave us. Silence. Then, very well, the human said. Keylor felt something change. This was no longer just a mission, it was something bigger, something that would decide the future of the galaxy. And for the first time, Keylor did not see humans as monsters. Saw them as something else, something stronger, something the galaxy had never truly understood. The word echoed inside Keylor's mind. Human. For a moment, no one on the ship spoke. No one moved. The crew looked at each other. Fear, shock, confusion. Keylor slowly stepped closer to the screen. His voice was not as strong as before. You are human? He asked. There was a small pause. Then the voice answered again. Yes. Simple, calm, certain. Keylor felt his chest tighten. All his life he had heard stories about humans. Stories he never believed. Stories he laughed at, and now... One was right in front of him. Keylor looked at the battlefield outside. Destroyed ships, burning debris, silent space. All of it, done by one ship, one human. You destroyed them alone? Keylor asked. The human replied, yes. No pride, no emotion, just truth. Keylor did not know what to say next. His crew was whispering behind him. Is it really human? I thought they were gone. This is not possible. Keylor raised his hand. Silence returned. He focused again. Those ships, he said slowly. What were they? There was a longer pause this time. Then the human spoke. They were not ships anymore. Keylor frowned. What does that mean? They were once alive, the human said. But now, they are something else. Keylor felt a chill. What happened to them? He asked. The human answered. They lost themselves. The words felt strange. Keylor did not fully understand. But before he could ask more, Sir, one officer shouted. Keylor turned. What is it? More signals. Incoming. The screen filled with alerts. Multiple contacts detected. Large fleet approaching. Same pattern as before. Keylor's eyes widened. How many? The officer's voice shook. Too many. The room became tense again. Keylor looked back at the screen. Human. Do you see this? He asked. Yes, the human replied. There was no fear in the voice. No panic. Just focus. Keylor took a breath. What should we do? He asked. The answer came fast. Fall back. Keylor hesitated. But fall back now, the human said again. Something in that voice made Keylor listen. All ships, move back, Keylor ordered. His damaged fleet began to retreat. Slowly, carefully. Meanwhile, the human ship did not move back. It moved forward, alone, straight toward the incoming enemy fleet. Keylor watched in disbelief. They cannot fight that alone, one crew member said. But Keylor was not sure anymore. The enemy fleet appeared from the darkness. Hundreds of ships, moving, together, silent, like a storm. The human ship stopped in front of them, small, alone. For a moment, everything became still. Then, the enemy attacked. A wave of energy blasts filled space. Keylor held his breath, but the human ship moved. Fast. Faster than anything Keylor had ever seen. It dodged every attack, turned sharply, fired back. One shot. One. Kill. Again and again. The human ship moved like it was alive, like it could feel the battle. Keylor's crew watched in shock. This is not normal. Someone whispered. The human ship flew through the enemy fleet, breaking their formation, destroying them from inside. Explosions lit up the darkness. Fire spread across space. But the enemy ships did not stop. They kept coming. They don't fear death. Keylor said. No, another officer replied. They don't understand it. Keylor looked closer. Something felt wrong. The enemy ships moved without care, without strategy. But the human ship moved with purpose. Every move was planned. Every shot mattered. Time passed, but it felt like seconds. Slowly, the number of enemy ships decreased from hundreds to dozens to a few. Then, silence. The battlefield was empty again. The human ship survived, alone. Keylor could not believe it. "Open channel," he said. The connection opened. "You destroyed all of them," Keylor said. "Yes," the human replied. Keylor paused, then asked, "How?" The human answered simply, "We learned." Keylor frowned. "Learned what?" "How to fight them," the human said. Keylor's mind raced. "You have fought them before?" "Yes." "When?" Keylor asked. There was a pause. Then, the human answered, "Long ago." Keylor felt something change inside him, the old stories, the wars, the disappearance of humans. It all started to connect. "You did not disappear," Keylor said slowly. "No," the human replied. "Then where were you?" Keylor asked. The answer came. "Preparing." Keylor felt a deep silence in his mind. Preparing for this. The human spoke again. "They are returning," the human said. "And this time, they are stronger." Keylor looked at the destroyed battlefield. "If that was not strong," he said quietly, "then what is?" The human did not answer right away. Then finally, "You will see soon." Keylor felt a cold fear rise again. The mission was not over. It was just beginning. And now, he understood one thing. Humans were never myths. They were something else. Something the galaxy was not ready for, and something it might need to survive. Keylor stood still, staring at the message on the screen. "Stay away, or they will see you." The words felt heavy, not like a warning, but like a last message from someone who did not survive. "Scan the area," Keylor ordered. His voice was calm, but inside something was wrong. The crew quickly began scanning, but the results were strange. "Sir, scanners are not working properly," one officer said. "Something is blocking them." Keylor frowned. "Is it a natural disturbance?" he asked. "No. It feels artificial," the officer replied. That made it worse. Keylor looked outside. The destroyed fleet was still there. Broken ships, silent space, no movement, no life. "Move closer," Keylor said. The ship slowly moved forward. Every second felt longer than normal. As they passed the broken ships, the crew stayed quiet. No one joked. No one spoke. Then suddenly, "Sir, I'm picking up something," another officer said. Keylor turned fast. "What is it?" The officer looked confused. "I don't know. It's not clear." "Show me." The main screen changed. At first, nothing was there, just darkness. Then, a shadow moved. Very fast. Gone in a second. "Did you see that?" someone whispered. Keller's eyes narrowed. "Yes," he said slowly. "Track it," he ordered, but the system could not lock on, whatever it was. It was too fast. Then another shadow appeared, closer this time. The crew started to panic. "Sir, we should leave," one of them said. "This place is not safe." Keylor wanted to agree. Everything in his mind told him to turn back. But he was the leader, and he had a mission. "We stay," he said firmly. At that moment, the lights inside the ship flickered, once, twice. Then everything went dark. "Power failure," someone shouted. Emergency lights turned on. Red light filled the room. The ship felt dead. "Restore systems," Keylor ordered. The crew rushed to fix the problem. Hands moved fast. Voices became louder. Then, a loud sound came from outside, like metal being crushed. Keylor looked at the screen. One of the broken ships was moving, slowly, unnaturally. "That's not possible," Keylor whispered. The ship twisted, turned, then faced them. "Sir, that ship has no power," an officer said. It should not be moving. But it was. And then, its weapons activated. Incoming attack, the system shouted. Kellor reacted fast. Shields up. Move now. The enemy ship fired. A bright blast of energy hit Kellor's ship. The whole vessel shook. Shields at 60%, someone yelled. Return fire, Kellor ordered. Their weapons fired back. But something was wrong. The enemy ship did not react. No damage, no change. It's not working, the officer said. Kellor's heart started beating faster. Then more movement appeared. More ships. The destroyed fleet was waking up, one by one. They started to move, like dead things, coming back to life. This is not normal, Kellor said, quietly. The ships began to surround them, slow at first, then faster. They are closing in. A crew member shouted. Kellor made a quick decision. Full speed, break through. The ship pushed forward, engines roared, but the enemy ships followed. Fast, silent, relentless. They are too many, someone yelled. Weapons fired from all sides. Explosions lit up the dark space. Kellor's ship took heavy damage. Shields at 20%. Engines failing. Multiple hits detected. The crew was losing control. Kellor gripped his seat tightly. This was not a normal enemy. They did not act like living beings. They did not act like machines either. They did not stop. They don't care about damage, Kellor said. They just keep coming. Then suddenly, a new signal appeared, different from before, stronger, clear. Hold your position. Do not engage. Kellor looked at the message. Who is this? He asked. No answer came. But something else did. A new ship appeared on the edge of the battlefield. Small, simple, different from all others. It moved slowly at first. Then, faster, straight toward the enemy fleet. Search unknown ship entering combat zone, an officer said. Kellor stared at it. Something about it felt strange. It was not afraid. The unknown ship sent another message. Stay back. We will handle this. Kellor felt confusion, and something else. Hope. The small ship moved forward, alone. The enemy ships turned toward it. Then, everything changed. The unknown ship attacked, fast, precise, deadly. One enemy ship exploded, then another, then another. In seconds, the battlefield shifted. Kellor watched in shock. This is impossible, he said. The unknown ship moved like it knew every move before it happened. No wasted shots. No mistakes. The enemy ships tried to fight back, but they failed. One by one, they were destroyed. Silence slowly returned to space. The battle was over. Kellor's crew was speechless. The small ship turned toward them. Then, a final message came. Kellor took a deep breath. Open communication, he said. The screen flickered. A voice came through. Calm, strong. Are you safe? The voice asked. Kellor hesitated, then answered. Yes, we are. He paused, then asked the question that filled his mind. Who are you? There was a short silence. Then the answer came. One word. Human. Kellor froze. The old stories, the warnings, the monsters, they were real, and they were here. Long ago, across the wide galaxy, many alien races shared one strange story. It was not a normal story. It was not a happy one either. It was a warning. They spoke about a lost species called humans. Some called them brave. Some called them dangerous. But most called them one thing, monsters. The stories were old, very old. They came from a time when the galaxy was not united, a time when war was everywhere. Back then, many races were close to extinction. Entire planets were destroyed. Civilizations disappeared in fire and silence, and in those dark times, humans appeared. No one knew where they came from. They were not the strongest. They were not the fastest. They were not the most advanced. But they were different. Humans could survive things that should kill them. Extreme cold, burning heat, heavy injuries. They kept going, even when their bodies were weak. Their will was strong. But that was not what scared the galaxy the most. What scared them was how humans fought. They did not fight for power. They did not fight for control. They fought for each other. If one human was in danger, others would come. No matter how far, no matter how hopeless, even if it meant death. There were stories of small human groups standing against entire armies. Stories of humans protecting alien children. Stories of humans staying behind, so others could escape. To some races, this made no sense. Why risk everything for someone else? Why fight when you know you will lose? Why care so much? So they gave humans a name born from fear. Monsters. But time passed. Wars ended. The galaxy became peaceful, and slowly, the stories began to fade. Humans disappeared. No ships, no signals, no colonies, nothing. After 300 years, most races believed humans were gone forever. Some even believed they were never real. Just myths, just stories to scare young minds. On a large space station near the center of the galaxy, a young officer named Kalor stood looking out into space. Was smart, confident, curious, but he did not believe in old stories. Kalor had heard about humans before, everyone had, but to him, they were just legends, old lies. Monsters? He said with a small laugh. That sounds like something made to scare children. Behind him stood an older captain, a veteran of many missions. His name was Captain Rin. Captain Rin did not laugh. He looked at Kalor with calm but serious eyes. Young ones always say that, Rin said slowly, until they see the truth. Kalor turned and smiled. With respect, Captain, there is no truth. Humans are gone. Rin stepped closer. No, he said quietly. They are not gone. Kalor frowned. Then where are they? He asked. Rin did not answer right away. He looked out into the dark space. Waiting, he said. Before Kalor could reply, an alarm suddenly echoed through the station. Loud, sharp, urgent. Both of them turned toward the command center. Something was wrong. Inside, officers were rushing. Screens were flashing. Signals were coming in fast. What happened? Kalor asked. A technician looked up, nervous. We received a distress signal, he said. From the outer edge of known space. Kalor's eyes narrowed. That region was almost empty. Very few ships went there. Show me, Kalor said. The main screen lit up. A broken message appeared. The signal was weak, full of static. Help. Please. They are back. The message repeated again. And again. Kalor felt a strange chill. Who sent this? He asked. We don't know. The technician replied. The ship ID is damaged. Then something else appeared on the screen, a symbol old-faded but still clear. Kalor stared at it. He had seen it before. In history files, in old stories. Captain Rin stepped forward. His face became serious. Very serious. It can't be, Rin whispered. Kalor looked at him. You recognize it? He asked. Rin nodded slowly. Yes, he said. I was hoping I would never see it again. Kalor's voice became quiet. What is it? Rin looked straight at the screen. Then he said, one word. Human. Silence filled the room. Kalor felt his heart beat faster. For the first time, he was not laughing. Orders came quickly. A team had to investigate the signal, find the source, understand the danger. Kalor was chosen to lead the mission. As he prepared to leave, Captain Rin stopped him. If you see them, Rin said softly, do not underestimate them. Kalor nodded, but inside, he was still unsure. Soon, Kalor's ship left the station. It moved toward the dark, unknown region. The journey was quiet, too quiet. As they got closer, their scanners began to fail. Signals became weak. Space itself felt wrong. Something is interfering, one crew member said. Kaylor stayed calm. Keep moving, he ordered. Then suddenly, contact, another officer shouted. Everyone looked at the screen, a fleet, floating in space, not moving, not responding. Kaylor's eyes widened. The ships were destroyed, torn apart, broken into pieces. But there was something strange. There were no signs of normal weapons, no burn marks, no clear damage patterns. It was like the ships were ripped apart. Any survivors? Kaylor asked. None, came the reply. A heavy silence filled the ship. Then, a new signal appeared. Clear. Strong. Everyone froze. One message showed on the screen. Stay away, or they will see you. Kaylor felt fear rise inside him. Who is they? Someone whispered. No one had an answer. Outside the ship, in the dark, something moved, and Kaylor realized this mission was not simple, and the old stories might not be stories at all.